Fair, located in French Morocco in North Africa. The meeting place of adventurers, fugitives, criminals, refugees lured into this danger-swept oasis by the whole...
A good romance movie will have you wanting to revisit it again and again. There is something about watching a love story unfold effectively that can be incredibly rewatchable. And some cinematic romances are so effective, fans want to see them continue on. It can be hard making a sequel to a romance. Where does the story go once the two lovers end up with each other? And while some romances have successfully continued their stories, some of the biggest cinematic romances never did receive a follow-up, despite how much audiences might have wanted it. Here are the top romance movies that never got sequels.
You're fired.
La La Land might have been at the center of one of the biggest blunders in Oscar history, but that still doesn't distract from was a charming love story the film is. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling star as two dreamers living in Hollywood and trying to realize their dream together. The movie was a throwback to the lavish musicals of the past and is filled with mesmerizing song and dance sequences. The movie was a box office hit and Oscar winner, but still, no sequels have been discussed. Given the bittersweet ending of the film, it might be best to leave it as is.
Listen, everybody, I want you all to be quiet. I've got Ben's college yearbook.
It's easy to forget just how influential a film like The Graduate was on the future of cinema. Until that movie, it was unheard of for a Hollywood romance to focus on teen characters. The movie spoke to a younger audience like no film had before, with Dustin Hoffman playing a directionless youth who finds himself in the middle of a tricky love triangle. It's surprising that the movie was never follow-up considering the iconic status of the original film. However, it became such a revered film that it was likely no one wanted to screw up the legacy with an attempt at a second film.
To read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father. And today, I'm going to read it to you.
It was a time when life didn't...
Fantasy romances can have the tendency to be a bit cheesy if done wrong. The Princess Bride took a brilliant approach to the genre by not taking any of it seriously. The film is about a young boy whose grandfather reads him a bedtime story about the romance between a roguish hero and a beautiful princess. The movie is filled with tongue-in-cheek humor, memorable characters, and a genuinely engrossing romance. It has since become one of the most beloved cult movies of all time, and it is frankly shocking that no one has tried to continue the story.
Allie was from the city. They met the night of the carnival. They had nothing in common. But after seeing Allie that night, something inside Noah snapped.
Will you go out with me?
No!
The Notebook has the unique reputation of making anyone who watches it weep like a baby. Based on the novel by Nicholas Sparks, Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams star as lovers from different walks of life who are forced to endure heartbreaking struggles in order to be with each other. The movie became a massively popular film with a young audience who adopted it as the love story of their generation. While Hollywood has tried to replicate the success of the film with several other Nicholas Sparks adaptations, given the film's ending, the lack of a follow-up is unsurprising.
Located in French Morocco in North Africa, the meeting place of adventurers, fugitives, criminals, refugees lured into this danger-swept oasis.
Casablanca is one of the most acclaimed films of all time and features one of the most iconic love stories ever told. Humphrey Bogart stars as Rick Blaine, an American expatriate operating a bar in Morocco as World War II looms. Though he tries to stay uninvolved with the conflict, things change when an old lover returns. Hollywood has actually tried several times to revisit this story with no luck. Several television shows focusing on Rick's early days failed, while a sequel was announced years ago without anything becoming of it. It seems some people are wise enough not to mess with a cinematic treasure.
You knew how much I loved you, how much I still love you.